This video deals with mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi, I'm Steve and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. You may know me from past live streams, such as walking the strip in its monsoon season, or do you love or hate downtown? And you might have noticed that I'm not streaming as much as I used to, and there's a reason for that. It's because I don't feel safe on the strip. And you know, for 3 years plus of doing this channel, nearly 4 years actually, coming up, come to think of it, I've never said this to you. But I don't know if it's entirely safe for you to come to Vegas and act how you did before COVID happened. And that's the saddest thing of all. And in this video, I want to go over some of the causes and some of the things that people have emailed me about and concerns with the homeless population and the current Vegas experience. And then I want to propose some solutions for that. But before we get to the solutions, we have to better understand the problem. Now, by the time you guys are watching this, by the way, I'm going to be coming out of surgery. So I want to thank you guys first before we get kicked off here and say thank you, everybody, for everything that you guys have done for me, my wife, my family. I'm having my surgery the day that you're watching this. I might try to watch it with you if I feel up to it afterwards. And I also want to, on a sad note, talk about our friend Mr. Uber, who passed away this morning from cancer at hospice with his friends and family around him. It's a sad day for him, and say a prayer for him. He was a great friend of the channel, and show some love in the comments here. Maybe somebody who knows him is watching. Maybe his family's watching YouTube. Who knows? Just say something nice for Mr. Uber. So let's get back on track to the topic of this video, okay? The topic of this video is Vegas safe? In my opinion, at this point, no. See, here's the thing. I have this app on my phone. It's called Neighbors by Ring. Neighbors by Ring. And it's the Ring alarm company. You don't have to have a Ring alarm system to use this app, but you put in your zip code and tell them where, you know, that area of town that you live in, and it'll tell you, hey, this is happening in your neighborhood. Somebody, a user just like you, reported this. Now, before the last few months, it was always a lost dog, a found dog. Some jerk was trying to steal my package from my porch that I had delivered from Amazon, that kind of stuff. But it's not like that anymore. This weekend, there was no less than 6 reports of violent crimes in my neighborhood. Now, I don't live in the worst part of town. I don't live in the best part of town. I don't live in Escaya, the Ridges, or McDonald Ranch. And since I'm throwing things out that most of you guys probably never heard of, I'll just say I don't live in Summerlin, and you'll understand completely. But I live in a very sparsely populated part of town, so this gave me pause to think, what is really going on here? So let's look at the number of factors of things that have changed since COVID-19 hit Las Vegas and why I think it's this sea change in the attitudes in town. Number one, employment. We're still the worst state for unemployment in the whole country. We never got back to the pre-unemployment numbers. I believe it's 5.3% right now. Before COVID happened, it was 3.8% in the state of Nevada. We had full employment and everybody was loving it. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe part of it is this darn recession that they say we're not in, but most of us are not stupid. We go to the grocery store and we pick up eggs and we said, wow, it used to be 97 cents for a dozen large eggs and it's $2.97 now. Maybe that's part of it too. Maybe people were displaced with COVID and they decided to try on Vegas and they brought their bad habits and their bad criminality with them. I don't really know. All I know is that the attitude has changed here in this town, and the homeless population has changed as well. Now, before you get mad at me, look, I don't have a problem with the homeless population. Treat them like human beings. We're all children of God. We're all just wonderful creatures. Some of them, however, are desperate. Some of them have their addictions, and that brings them down into a hole. And when you have addictions and desperation, you have the absolute blueprint for chaos. So there's a homeless population that is super aggressive right now. Case in point, my video I did a while back of the homeless just basically attacking me 3 days in a row when I was live streaming. So you think, oh, why don't you live stream? I don't want to be attacked. It's part of it. Should you come here talking to your phone on a FaceTime call and expect to have a smooth ride? I don't know. I don't know what to do. One of my viewers doesn't even leave her hotel room unless she's taking a taxi or an Uber right to the door of the next place because she feels unsafe. Another person I talked to who's been coming here from Canada for the better part of 20 years said they'll never be back. They said it's not safe for them. So that attitude of not feeling safe is a problem, but I think that there could be a solution for it, but I think it will involve the casinos working together and fixing the problem. And here's what I'm going to put forth here. Now, this will never happen. And by the way, casinos hate my channel, I'm sure, because I talk about stuff like this. So without me naming a particular casino property, let me just say, when the casinos do some kind of transaction, be it a real estate investment trust or a sale and transfer, a magical thing happens. See, it used to be that if you're in front of a casino property and you were, say, trying to hand out flyers or talk about timeshare or Grand Canyon tours, they would come out and tell you, see that line that runs the entire length of the street? That's public property. This is private property. But that's not how it is anymore. And I found out the hard way with a casino that will not be named, because I'm not here to bash any casino property, when I did a video where I set up a lawn chair on the strip when there was nobody on the strip except for me, maybe a homeless guy, and a jogger. And I had one of the security guards come out and kick me off the property for monetizing their property. That's their right, but I thought it was public property and it was private. So here's the thing, casino companies, and just keep this in mind. If you want to make billions of dollars as a whole, as an industry, every single month, and you've done it for 18, 19, or 20 months, or how many months it's been, and you make all that money inside, then you need to do something about your front lawn. You really, really do. Look, it's the way it is, right? And I think the solution is just putting some guards in front of the casinos. It's a really common sense solution, but it's reinforced by the fact that Operation Persistent Presence that took place a few years ago totally worked. It really worked. You had the cops, Metro, all in their yellow outfits, all out on the strip. And the bad guys looked at this and said, I don't want to have any piece of this. I don't want to mess with this. So since the casinos, for the most part, already have their guards dressed up in bright yellow, what would the harm be in hiring some more of those guards out of those billions of dollars as an industry collectively you're collecting, and putting some people in front of the properties? I know it's hot in the summertime. I know the winter in Nevada can be a pain in the butt with that wind blowing and piercing your skin. But wouldn't you rather make sure that the bad guys don't try to pull any shady stuff on the front of the casino property than have the front of the casino property being filmed and put on social media, and for people to say, whoa, I'm never coming back here again? Because it's like the Niagara Falls syndrome. And I don't know if you ever heard this one, but imagine that you're sitting in a boat and you're on the lake, and you're on the river, you're on the Niagara River, and everything is fine. But suddenly you hear a roaring sound behind you. You turn around and you look. It's Niagara Falls. I'm going to go over the falls. So you start rowing as aggressively as you possibly can, to no avail. Because you're going to get to that level where the bad press coming into the city is too much. And I don't want to see it get to that point. Like, I want to tell everybody, yeah, come to Vegas. They fixed that problem. No. You know what? Social services got involved with the homeless folks. And you know what? The casino properties, they don't have the issue with the bad guys out front anymore. We don't have that problem no more. But until you can get to that collectiveness where the casinos are going to start doing that, I don't know what the next steps are for the town. I'm going to be out there and doing my thing as soon as I can after this, but I might just go out during the day. After my surgery's done, I might go out during the day for daytime live streams. I just feel safer. And you got to think about this. I'm a resident. I've been here since 2004. I've watched the city go through the most trying economic times in 2008 to some of the highest economic highs in the 2018, 2019, all the way through COVID and back to where we are again. I've seen it all. But I've never seen anything quite like this before. So I hope the casinos have a plan of action to move on. I hope that they can work with Metro. I hope we can really strike things down. One of the things they've done recently is they've made a law that prohibits people with felony convictions that happened off the strip from even going down to the strip. That's a good start. But that's a Metro and a county and a law enforcement thing. Casino properties, please do the right thing. We love you guys because you give us great entertainment, a fantastic, exciting Las Vegas experience that's world-class, second to none. But if those people all decide to go somewhere else, what are you going to do about it, right? I guess, Vegas is not for everybody, and some guys just can't handle Vegas. But don't let it get to that point. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video, by the way. My name is Steve, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I hope all of you guys are doing well out there. Every one of you that watch this, that like this, that share this, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being part of my family with me and my wife for all this time. And speaking of which, I love you, Caroline. Be good out there, girl. I love you, what you're doing over there for your family. We got to go. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, click, okay? 3, 2, 1, and click.